Welcome back. It's the Kovacs Report, and I'm going to take a look at Arcbound number 1 today. Now, this is from Dark Horse, written by Scott Snyder, Frank Tieri, and Tom Hardy, the actor, which is what made me pick this book up in the first place, because who doesn't like Tom Hardy? With art by the talented Ryan Smallman. So Arcbound 1 introduces readers to a futuristic world where humanity has left Earth because it's barren and established colonies across space. Now, this is all controlled by an evil corporation, right? The Xenotech Corporation. And they are monopolizing a rare energy source called chromium, which fuels their technology, their weapons, and their overall power across the universe. Now, we introduced to Kai, right? He's a skilled mediator. And he is sent to these colonies across the galaxy to secure the corporation's interests through any means necessary. Now, this normally ends up with a hostile takeover and a very, very bloody end for the colonists who, if they are lucky enough to survive this brazen onslaught, are transferred into cyborg-like bodies called arcs and then put to work in the very chromium mines that they're protecting. Now, he's fighting shoulder to shoulder with his friend Xander here, right? They're both mediators and on the planet Rhinar doing exactly that. So, moving on. So as the battle rages on, he learns from one of these colonists that they offer to negotiate with the corporation and doesn't understand why they're being attacked. And this is just before Kai kills him. Shortly after, they send in, for no reason, because they're winning anyway, their ultimate weapon, War, who can crush people with his bare hands, and he makes short work of the rebellion. So after defeating the colonists, Kai returns to base. You get some bloody, very bloody over-the-top fight scenes here. Let's take a look at those. He returns to base, right? And he's starting to have a few doubts in. He asks his superiors why they need to mine more chromium when they have enough to last an age. And he's told they need more just in case the Evers return. Now, we don't know who the Evers are, but they're alluded as an enemy of humanity. They're framed as the bad guys, right? So he also asks if the violence can be avoided with the colonists. Maybe they can talk to them, you know? Maybe they can have a discussion before going down there and obliterate them. But he's basically told to move on, and here's your next mission, which is to attack another colony planet called Tieri X. All right. I mean, he just tells them they're nothing more than traitors. Go down there, put them out of their misery, and then take the chromium. So he goes home and he starts to struggle with this. He doesn't understand why they're doing this, why it's so bloody. He has a chat with I think it's his wife, and he receives this encrypted message. All right, so he's struggling there. He's questioning his role and his purpose because he's beginning to see the corporation's exploitation of resources and their disregard for life. He starts to see that this isn't right. So his suspicions are further raised when he receives this encrypted message from an unknown source, and he sets his tech to decrypt it. It's going to take a little while. So while he's doing that, while the message is being decrypted, they are deployed, and it's only when they land planet side that the message comes through, and it's from the inhabitants of the planet saying, "We already surrendered." Right? So he realizes, unfortunately too late, that the giant company that he works for, they're the bad guys, right? And he tells his friend Xander, that, look, this is wrong. These people have actually already surrendered. And Xander says, I already know, and then plunges a sword straight through his chest. And then just to make sure he's dead, he drops in that giant, weird ultimate weapon who tears his body in half. I mean, it's quite brutal. So that's the end of him, or is it? As we greet with the last few pages, where I think the Tieri X inhabitants, he's in one of the labs and he's being put back together. But not only is he being put back together, he's been put into one of these arc bodies, the very bodies that the survivors from his massacres have been put in to work in the mines. So, is it any good? Overall, it's intriguing mystery. There's the moral dilemma, for its central character, lays down the groundwork for like a nuanced, action-packed exploration of corporate control, identity, personal agency in a cool futuristic setting. Although there is nothing new here, all right, and the plot so far is largely predictable. There's nothing really bad about the book. It's okay. The art is nice enough, but on the whole, it doesn't stand out, and it does risk becoming quite derivative if it doesn't do something special and unique for issue 2. So again, not a bad book, not bad by any means. The art, although very, very nice, it took a while for me to get used to it, especially with the content of the book. But you know what? It is what it is. It's pretty good. I'll give it a try if you like science fiction. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully subscribe and catch you in the next one.